Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we are still with Marius and we are still with Don Papa, but this time we are trying rum. And so it's a little bit different. And what I wanted to ask also is, you said Spanish style. What is Spanish style?
So Spanish it's a good question. Spanish style in general just means, so we are a molasses-based rum. Also, like English style rums are always often molasses-based. But in general, the Spaniards back in the days, they came from the production of sherry. So they always liked the spirits they drank a little bit more subtle, a little bit more on the sweeter side, more vanilla-y, more caramelly. On the other side, for example, the English style is a little bit more high ester. It's a little bit more in your face, old school rum aromatics. And this one is the Spanish style, the typical Spanish style, just a little bit more easy drinking, sweeter.
But you're doing column stills because of Spanish.
Yes,
right?
in the Distillery Bagos where we distill, we have 4 like really huge column stills where we produce all of our liquid, and then we have our part from the Bleeding Heart Distillery, so the part of the distillery where Don Papa is produced, where we have our warehouses, where we experiment with different kind of barrels. But the Distillery Bagos in general is producing also like 20 to 30 other local liquids.
Okay, and but is the liquid the same as we had with the Barocco?
Yeah, when it comes to Don Papa, in every bottle of Don Papa rum, or the spiced or the spirit drinks of Don Papa, we always use the same base liquid. So distilled from the caña morada, from the purple sugar cane, same distillation style in our 4 columns. The only way they are different from each other is in the way we age it, barrel type, and the amount of time we put into the barrels.
Okay, and this time it is not as colorful as the first one, but it's still very playful. If you see what was that Freedom Guy dude?
The Papaicio, Don Papa.
Papaicio. He has now a monocle from a lizard, and it says, Don Papa rum in the middle, and have a lot of animals on it still. So the style is a lot different from the label as well. How does that come together?
So, you have a good eye, of course, but what we try to do with our designs, with the bottles, we always try to first catch the heritage, the spirit of the Philippines, and the style of the rum we are making and put it into the bottles. And on the other hand, a little bit what can the customer await from the bottle, which means when you have the Barocco bottle, for example, we saw it in another video, it's more colorful. You have pinkish tones, turquoise tones. In here you have black and white. Everything is a little bit more old school. So you see from the label itself, okay, this one is a little bit more playful, and this one is a little bit more grown up. So the people can see what's inside of the bottle just because of the different styles.
So this is not as playful, sweet and fruity and stuff. So how? Oh wait. What is actually, from maturation terms? Is it still second bourbon or was it?
So like you said, in this bottle we have real rum. To come back to the new European Union regulation when it comes to sugar. This one is between 18 to 19 gram per liter. So we are 10 grams per liter away from the Barocco. So this is like a pearl.
But still 2/3 of it.
It's still really sweetened. We only sweeten with our sugarcane honey, so cooked in kind of molasses, where we sweeten our rums with. And in terms of aging, we age it longer. The classical Don Papa single island rum, we age it 6 to 7 years, not 3 to 5 like the Barocco. And we use a second kind of barrel. Next to the ex-bourbon second fill barrel, we use RTD or ex-Rioja barrels, so Spanish wine barrels.
Okay.
Which gives the liquid in general a little bit more woodiness, body, and complex note. It has a little bit more edges, and it's a little bit more grown up than the Barocco.
Yeah. I mean, wine bottles are always a bit more, tannins and a little bit more on the hefty side. Okay, so we're looking at more age, like 7 years around this.
Yes.
And with STR red wine cask.
Yeah.
And so this is more of a tannins, more of a stronger type, or I mean 19 gram or 18 grams of sugar is still very sweet. I'm excited.
You will be surprised, I think, later when you taste it. The taste in general, of course, you have still like a nice sweetness in the back of your tongue, but it's so much more dry, woody, complex, and like you said, mineral from the wine barrels that it's like day to night when it comes to Barocco and Don Papa rum.
Yeah, I'm excited. So let's try it. Ooh, yeah.
Now I'm spilling everything. So.
Oh. Oh yeah. When the first one was like vanilla aroma for baking.
Yeah.
This is different with baking aromas. Yeah, a little bit of rum aroma, a little bit of the baking bitters, and together with a nice bourbon cask, and a little bit of a mineral phenolic touch to it.
You have a phenolic touch, a mineral touch. You have much more alcohol in the nose than you have with Barocco, even if it's both like 40 volume % of alcohol. And I like that you are preparing it always to, when it comes to rum, to like baking aromas. Here you have, like you said, this bitter almond, a little bit close to high ester, not really ester, not that funk, but this the nose in general is a little bit more grown up. And when it comes to taste, we say, do you remember how we say?
Tagai.
Tagai.
You don't do any like high ester stuff here.
No, we don't do high ester stuff. Which
a little bit of that taste minus that bio waste.
Bio waste funkiness, yeah.
Yeah. So. Much different. Okay, it's the same distillate, but with a totally different kind of maturation. And this feels much more like phenolic touch to it, a little bit of a high ester touch to it. Strange enough, because and it's more dry, but you feel the sweetness, but you don't have it as in your face as the other.
It's not that sticky. Like you said, the Barocco was a little bit like like a bonbon sticky sweetness. This one is, of course, you have a nice sweetness, a little bit like with the bourbon, like high corn bourbon, for example. You have this sweetness on your tongue, but you don't feel the 18 to 90 grams.
Yeah,
it's much more drier, and a little bit of, I would say, like kind of a smokiness. So like real wooden notes from the Rioja barrels. And like you said before, you had this mineral notes in the nose. When it comes to the palate, it's a little bit like you're really having a glass of dry wet wine where the tannins like putting your jaw together. So it has edges, and it's a little bit more grown up. It's funny always when I compare Barocco and the Don Papa rum, that it's made from the same base ingredient, base liquid, but it's so different to each other. Yeah.
The first one was more like tropical party. This is more like gentleman's fiesta club or something.
This is more like sitting in a hacienda, in a hacienda in front of the sugarcane field, having a cigar and maybe
something like that.
A good rum by side. Yeah.
And it's strange because it really has a distinctive sweetness and a distinctive bitterness. Yeah.
It's like both on the same level, this bitterness, this sweetness. And it's funny that you say it. It's the same when we introduced it, what the bartenders say. The bartenders said back in the days that they like it so much more than Barocco because you have this bitterness, you have these strong notes, these edges. So it's more versatile when it comes to making classic cocktails, for example, like Manhattans, old-fashioned, Vieux Carré, all this spirit-based heavy drinks. Because here you have a liquid which give the cocktail room to explode with flavors. Morocco is cool for like tropical, refreshing party drinks, like you say. But in an old fashioned, it would just make it like sweet and dense. And this is a little bit more grown up. I always say, when you come to the rum industry, start drinking rum, for example, with Don Papa or another rum, it's always good to have something for beginners, like the Morocco. And then I think the next step would be exactly this. Having a sweetness, but also feeling what rum can be if you give it a little bit more space to grow up and to really show some other kind of flavors and notes.
Yeah, it's really, I don't want to say night and day because you have some similarities.
You always have this distinct...
They have distinct different flavors.
You always have with every Don Papa bottle, you have this one distinctive smell or taste where you say, oh, okay, it's Don Papa because of this distinctive, typical Filipino Caña Morada vanilla. But when it comes to tasting profiles, flavor profiles, it splits and goes in like totally different directions.
Yeah, I'm excited because this one was now the rum, and next we have a spirit again, another rum, but they are totally different.
Totally different. But
I haven't tried them yet.
Which one do you like better, the Morocco or this one, in personal opinion?
I did like the Morocco better. It just was just easier and stuff. Maybe it was the time of the day. But I was just enjoying it easier again. But I'm excited about how the next ones are going to try. So I can advise you, stay tuned. And if you like the Don Papa rum, have a look at Whisky.com and you will find it there. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.
See you next time.